Hey gang, this is Ryan Cozy, Chapel at Crosspoint. Hope and pray everybody's doing well this week. Hey, I just wanted to give you a quick update for the week within the Renovation Network. Something to celebrate. Had an opportunity to be out at Missio Church this weekend. For those of you who were praying for us, I really appreciate it. Had a great time to listen to Jordan Stinziano give a great message. And also had an opportunity on the back end of the service for about 20 minutes or so to talk about the survey findings. And what I thought I'd do is, some people have said, hey, would love to see what are some of the things that you're focused on with regard to the survey findings, and perhaps we could envision our own church to consider doing this. And so what I thought I'd do is I'm going to attach to this video update a PowerPoint file or a PDF of some sort that kind of goes through some of the neat findings with Missio Church in regard to some of the highlight reel findings of what it is that they found. Some things to celebrate. Really cool thing within Missio Church. They have about a 14% rate of conversion growth, which means for every 100 people that come into the church, 14 of those people are newcomers to Christ, either through an individual or a ministry of the Church of Missio, which I think is a great thing for any of us who are familiar with church growth and conversion growth versus transfer growth numbers. Anything above 10% is in many respects knocking it out of the park in terms of growing your church and having a healthy evangelistic flair to your church, meaning that people are practicing the art of building relationships and sharing their story along the way. So that was something to celebrate. Also, we saw some really cool things in regard to serving in their church and being a part of missional communities in their church. And then finally, one of the big things at the end of the survey is what has been their missional behavior as it relates to the 500,000 people that they're seriously going after in Onondaga County in the Syracuse region there. And what was encouraging about that is, yes, we were seeing some of the missional behavior being lived out at their church, but also we see the amount of work that still needs to be done. And it was a great opportunity to have a teachable moment with the people of Missio to talk about, look, this idea of every man, woman, and child, it's not a 1-year fix, it's not a 2-year fix, it's not a 5-year fix. We're looking at the next 30 years of our lives, and some of us will take our last breath not realizing the magnitude of all that God could use us in that 30 years. We may never see the fruit of all of that labor, but if we're willing to give ourselves to the long-term relationship building, grace story sharing, saturation movement of every man, every woman, and every child, of which a byproduct is that people will come to know Christ. Some of those people will come to know Christ. There's something to build on with regard to planting and partnership and just momentum in the greater body as a whole. And so I'll post some of those findings here for you to take a look at. And if you have any questions and you want to touch base with me, you can hit me up on the city, or you can email me at rkozey@thechapel.com. Last thing that I'll say is I'm gearing up today to meet with a local church here, Akron Free Methodist. Pastor Rick Rouse is we're going to be grabbing some lunch, talking about renovation stuff, and it's a new partner within our midst that's started into the renovation material, and one that we're excited in getting to know. So as you pray for Pastor Rick Rouse today and his church there and their renovation community out in Akron, New York. Final thing that I'll share is I'm in my final prep today and tomorrow and Wednesday for a trip out to Los Angeles again to be with John Blue and his church, Pacific Point, the church that he's a part of there. And we'll be going through the missional behavior survey as well. And some of the interesting findings there have been really fun to start to preliminarily look at. And as I shape that and develop it further, I'll brief you all on that perhaps early next week. But I just wanted to ask that you would pray for Pacific Point and the renovation community out in Orange County, California. I believe that there are maybe 2 of them now that are going on. And there's been a high level of interest with churches out there saying, hey, what is it going to take for us to ask the same sort of questions that John's church asked? And so I think it's a cool thing. It's something to be excited about. Thanks so much for all that you're doing in your regions. We're excited about what God continues to do in partnership and in planting. And I pray that you all have a wonderful week this week.